Hello, I am Victor Oyedeji and I am excited to introduce you to the Money, Finance and Investment series. So, in my interactions with friends and acquaintances and in my experience as a financial service provider, I have discovered a gap in personal finance education, especially for the average person. When I discuss topics along the lines of national or global economies and economical events, I often get questions like, Victor, how do I understand these concepts? And how do they affect me as an individual? I mean, how do you interpret these numbers and these indices, and what do they mean for me as a retail investor or an average individual who has to deal with money? I also get questions like, how do I invest? How do I save? If I save, how is my savings affected by inflation? What are the meaning of all these economic rates? How do I do due diligence for an investment offering? Etc. So I get questions like that often. More so, managing personal finances effectively is a vital skill in today's dynamic world. The global economy is much more connected today like it has ever been. Okay, today economic events happening across another continent, impacts directly, significantly, even on those who are in another continent. I mean, in today's world, we've seen experiences with COVID-19 pandemic, we've seen experiences with the Russo-Ukrainian war, and how they've had impacts on the lives of people who are not even in the regions where those things are exactly happening. And also, in the light of recent losses and failures of several fintech powered investment schemes and offerings, retail investors have burnt their fingers and are much more averse to investment. Notwithstanding, investments remains the practical tool to wealth creation. So, how do I get it right? That's a question every individual has when it comes to personal finance and investment. So, whether you are a working professional, a student, or an entrepreneur, the ability to navigate and optimize your financial resources can significantly impact your quality of life, your aspirations, and long term goals. In response to this need and demand, I have created this webinar series which I have tagged the Money, Finance, and Investment series. These series are designed to address practical personal finance and investment concerns. We would look at things along the lines of building a strong financial foundation, budgeting and expense management, understanding credit and debt management. A lot of times you see people say, I don't like to take debt, I don't like to take debt, I don't like to take debt. And I'm like, you can build wealth without taking debt. You just need to know how to take debt and how to manage it. Okay, we also look at topics along the lines of savings and investing strategies. How do I save? How do I invest? How do I build a personal portfolio and diversify that portfolio, right? We look at several investment vehicles and options, and then the strategies to combining them for a balanced and safe portfolio. We also look at planning for retirement and why you should take insurance policies, how insurance covers. Okay, so now how am I going to deliver this episodes? It's going to be multi-episode, right? So the series will have several episodes, and I aim to bring experts on every episode, to give us insightful information on every topic per time. And for this first episode, I'm bringing Kayode Omosebi, a well-seasoned veteran in the financial industry. He has had experience in investment banking, and he has had experience in providing financial advisory services before he moved on to establish his own equity capital firm, Cedars and Ash Capital, where on a daily basis, Kayode is having to do due diligence, ask questions as regards selecting viable business opportunities to invest in. So he's going to be bringing that wealth of experience to us to help us make personal finance decisions as regards investments, savings, what exactly is the economy around me like, and how does that affect me, and how should I position myself for maximum gains. And where will it be happening? It's going to be virtual, right? So it's a webinar, and we're using the Zoho webinar platform. And at this point, I must say a big thank you to the Nani Media team for their support for the MFI series. Inani Media has given us access to their media platforms and channels, and so we will be using the Zoho webinar, so you will be joining via the Zoho webinar platform. On PC, it works straight up in your browser. For mobile, I suggest for the best experience, you install the Zoho webinar mobile app. Should you not want to install the app for one reason or the other, you could still use your mobile browser, but you would have to load it as a desktop page. But I would say to avoid that stress, just go ahead and install the Zoho mobile app, specifically the Zoho webinar app, because they also have a Zoho meeting app, which is not the webinar app. So specifically the Zoho webinar app, all right, and get that installed. It's a lightweight app, so it's something you should have on your phone. So meanwhile, this webinar is going to be open, specifically this first episode is going to be open to 90 participants on the Zoho webinar platform, right? But Inani has allowed us to stream the webinar to their YouTube channel, so to unlimited numbers of viewers, and you can similarly interact on the YouTube channel, the YouTube live, via the live chat feature. So we'll get your questions, we'll get your comments, just like those who are on the webinar platform. All right, so register quickly to be part of the 90 on the webinar platform. But should you miss that window, feel free to head over to Inani Trading Limited YouTube channel, subscribe, and allow notifications so you get notified once the webinar goes live on the Inani YouTube channel. All right, and how do you register for the webinar? The link and the QR code are available, so go ahead and click on the link and register. You will get email prompts to remind you of the webinar and to guide you through the registration process. And when will this webinar be holding? As I said, it's a series, so there are several episodes, and I do aim to provide it as a bi-monthly broadcast. Okay, maybe 2 episodes per month. We'll see how that works out. But the first episode is happening tomorrow, Wednesday, May the 31st, 2023, and it's going on live by 10 a.m. So I expect that you're getting yourself ready for that, your notes, your pens, but more importantly, your questions. Come with your questions. It's going to be an interactive session, so come with your questions and get all of the insights you can get from Kayode tomorrow. So go ahead, register, subscribe on Inani's YouTube channel, and get ready to welcome with me Kayode Omosebi tomorrow on the Money, Finance and Investment series, episode 1. Once again, my name is Victor. See you on the other side. Thank you.